And welcome to another edition of Duckstown Sports. This week, it's my sixth installment of my NBA preview as I finally previewed the Pacific Division. Should be interesting with a lot of new people in this division. It should be a very interesting division from very good from top to bottom. But we'll start with the team who made the most noise in the offseason, of course, Los Angeles Lakers. And first few days of free agency, went out and got future Hall of Famer Steve Nash. And then a month later, got one of the best centers in the league in Superman, Dwight Howard. Should be interesting. And also came out during the offseason that maybe Kobe Bryant could be at the end of his road, as he said. And he has 2 more seasons. He's going to retire. I truly do not believe that because I think Kobe Bryant can still play for many more years. And I believe Kobe Bryant's going to be one of these guys when he's like 55. Will still be dunking over guys in the NBA. That being said, though, this gives this threesome a really tight window to win because Dwight Howard, with no commitment after this year, could really be interesting. How this team comes together, because the team has to come together quick. And Steve Nash, not a young buck. Kobe Bryant getting older, and Dwight Howard, not a rookie. And I believe that the Lakers are going to be a good team this year. I think they'll be one of the best teams in the West. But have they done enough to take over OKC? I don't know. We'll see in the playoffs because I think they'll come down to it. I think OKC will play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, but should be interesting because this Laker team from top to bottom is a pretty good team, and they've always been the kind of team in the West, and they've kind of fallen off the last 2 years. And will be interesting, as I said, but I really believe the team is good. I think Steve Nash will have a good year once again. I think Kobe Bryant will still continue to be one of the best players in the league. I think Dwight Howard will have a bounce back year after all the drama in Orlando gone. I believe the Los Angeles Lakers will have a great year and will contend for an NBA championship once again. Okay, moving to our next team, the Los Angeles Clippers. Made a few moves in the offseason, nothing to the extent that the Lakers did, but adding veterans to fill up their bench, guys like Grant Hill and Lamar Odom, Lamar Odom still, I still think made a chance. It just didn't work for him in Dallas, but maybe going back to LA will do wonders for him and have maybe a good year once again. And Grant Hill, say what you want with Grant Hill, he's a million years old, but hey, he can still get it done. And for a guy who probably was going to play, maybe 5 to 10 minutes a game, I think this is the perfect role for him to play on a team that has potential to be a dark horse to win the NBA championship. But when you tied with the Lakers, it's 2 guys you got to talk about. You got to talk about Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. These two came together right before the season last year, and they were magic together. Had instant chemistry, really got along well. And really turned the Lakers into a very dominant, good team. And I believe the Clippers are only going to get better and better, as I truly believe the Clippers are on the rise with Blake Griffin, who's slowly turned into one of the best players in the league and one of the most exciting players in the league to watch, no doubt. And Chris Paul, for my money, the best point guard in the league. Chris Paul can just do it. He can score, he can pass, he can really do it all. And I believe the Clippers, with this duo and with the veterans they added to fill up their bench, I truly believe the Clippers are a team on the rise, and they are a dark horse, not only to win this division, but to win the whole damn thing. Okay, moving to a team who was not a dark horse to win anything. The Golden State Warriors, who in midseason last year made an interesting trade by trading Ellis to the Bucks for Andrew Bogut, and really both teams just changing their style of play. As I believe, as Mark Jackson did last year, trying to slow down the tempo, be more of a Eastern Conference type team, which is a team that's going to play defense and not the running gun that we've seen that we're so used to seeing from the Golden State Warriors. And I believe, hey, we'll see if the trade works out. I personally did not like the trade for Golden State, as I really think they should have kept going the way they're going because they were an exciting team to watch. They didn't win many games. I see what Mark Jackson says. If it doesn't work over time, you maybe should change it. I see where he's coming from, but Andrew Bogut, you can never question his. Andrew Bogut's a really good player, but you can never pen on him being in the lineup because he's always seemed to be injured. And I think the Bucks more just want to get rid of him just because he was never could be in the lineup because he always seems to be out. And Monte Ellis, for my money, is one of the best players in the league. I wouldn't have done the deal. I thought it was a stupid deal from the start, but we'll see how that works out. But Golden State, with they've been proving year after year sign big free agents after big free agents. Eventually, you got to think. Eventually, they got to backdoor the way into the playoffs for like 1 year, right? And this could be the year with a few teams on the rise, but a lot of teams like a few older teams in the league, kind of like Dallas and San Antonio, maybe on the way down. Maybe a team like Golden State on the way up. We'll see. But this team still has a lot of work to do. I think the team has to come together quick because it's going to be a long season. But I think Golden State maybe had a chance to make the playoffs. Will they make the playoffs? Only time will tell. But I think Golden State is kind of a team nobody's really talking about, but could be a sleeper to make the playoffs this year, and only time will tell. Okay, moving to a team that's in full rebuild mode in the Phoenix Suns. Of course, losing Steve Nash in the offseason, and then drafting his successor, the point guard, in the draft. Should be interesting because the Phoenix Suns weren't really that bad last year. They weren't a great team. They didn't make the playoffs, obviously, but they weren't horrible. As they made a run late in the season, they almost made the playoffs. Steve Nash played well there, but Steve Nash gone. And it will be interesting because the Phoenix Suns have a few good players, like Lopez and a few other good players, but nothing really there that screams championship team or screams all-star. And I truly believe the Phoenix Suns are doing it right. I mean, they know they're not a good team, so they're going to build this through the draft, just a lot like OKC. OKC became a great team through the draft. I think Phoenix is on par to do the same thing, and this year's going to be a long year, yes, but in the long run, Phoenix Suns fans, it's the right decision, and I believe the Phoenix Suns have a bad 2012, 2013, but 2013, 2014 is looking up, as I believe the Phoenix Suns are heading in the right direction. And our last team, the Sacramento Kings, who are basically depending on two guys to get it done because they have nobody else on the roster. Of course, those guys are Evans and Cousins. Very interesting player duo. A duo who, in my personal opinion, do not like each other, as they've had countless chances to, become a great team with these two guys and still hasn't got it done. Evans is a great player. Cousins is a great player, but I think both of them may need a new change of scenery, as Evans, since his great rookie year, has just on a slow decline. He's just a little worse every year. Maybe it's time you put him in more of a winning atmosphere. Maybe a trade would be best for him. And Cousins, well, let's be face it, Cousins is a hothead, and he needs to be under a coach that can handle him. And let's face it, in Sacramento just doesn't have that guy. Maybe a trade to like a contender, maybe a trade to like the Bulls or something would be great for this guy, just because he could be in a new atmosphere, a coach that can really control him. Really control him, and I really believe that would be best for him because he has potential to be a great player in this league, but he's already been labeled as a troublemaker and a guy who doesn't go along with coaches and a bad teammate. That's not a great start to his career. And I think a trade might be best for him. And I think with these two, it's pretty clear they just don't get along. And I just don't think it's going to work in the long run for Sacramento. And that's why I think in 2012, 2013, it's going to be a long, long year in Sacktown. But it all comes down to this division. There's really just one team, maybe two teams you can pick to win this division. The Clippers are on the rise, could challenge. But it's the Lakers' division to lose. And I think with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash there now, I think the Lakers are going to be good this year, and I think the Los Angeles Lakers are your 2012-2013 winners of the Pacific Division. Well, that's it for this time, but next time, my next NBA preview should be a good one, as I give you all the good stuff. I'm my NBA champion, my playoff teams, all my award winners should be interesting, but till next time, I'm Eric Duxbury saying, I'm Dux, I know sports.